Welcome to some Sidisi, Wicked Witch of the West Coast. We're going to hit the east side of that LBC on that mission, trying to find Mr. Warren G. So, man up, regulators. Let's do this. Have some fun. Playing against Oloro, so it should make for a fun match. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, I think I like this. We have Palace, Marsh Flats, Hall of the Bandit Lord. We have a discard out with Lot Troll, a little bit of a zombie. Yeah, we'll keep on this one. And Crypt Breaker. It's a good little zombie spread. I like that. This is a good zombie hand. Normally when we play Sidisi, it's real heavy mill. And get off to a really crazy start. Let's go and get down the Marsh Flats. I'd like to get down Crypt Breaker on turn 2. Maybe we get lucky and hit a colored source. That'd be a lot of fun. What are we going to lead off with? I guess since we do have a green source, let's go and grab the Underground Sea. Have that come into play. Let's go and tab out for black. Get down Crypt Breaker. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. We're playing Sidisi, Brute Tyrant, Wicked Witch of the West Coast. Whenever she enters the battlefield or attacks, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. Then, whenever one or more creature cards are put into your graveyard from your library, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Playing against Oloro, Mr. Lazy Boy sits over there and just collects that light. Ooh, draw on the Tropical Island. I like that. Let's go and get the Tropical Island down. Let's go and push in for 1. We could discard a card if we wanted to. Let's go and push in. We'll go and push in for 1, and then next turn we'll be online for getting down Diagraph. We can actually tap and start drawing some cards, which I think is exactly what we want to do. All right, let's go and push in for 1. Put our opponent down to 31. We're going to be fighting against those Oloro triggers. Put him down to 31. Let's go and go for the Lot Troll. It's going to be black and green. And then we're going to go and kick it back over there. Playing against Oloro. At the beginning of your upkeep, you gain 2 life. Whenever you gain life, you may pay 1 if you do draw a card. And each opponent loses 1 life. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Oloro is in the command zone, you gain 2 life. So, opponent's going to sit over there and then go for that. They're going to crack the Arid Mesa. But yes, as far as Sidisi goes, we did add I added 2 new cards to the deck. I added World Shaper, which is the 4-mana merfolk. You know, we are running a lot of zombies in here, but we can always find a little bit of room for a merfolk. With the World Shaper, it has the not activated ability. Basically, whenever it dies, it says return all lands from your graveyard to the battlefield, which is a really good effect to have, simply because we do have a lot of sack outlets in here and different stuff to go for like that. Either way, these lands are going to enter the battlefield tapped. So let's go and do this. Let's go and get down the Opulent Palace. Or actually, let's go Hall of the Bandit Lord. I like that play a little bit better. I put this on having a colored source for Sidisi next turn, but I kind of like this play. Do we want to make a zombie pitching the Grave Titan? A little far away from that. We can get in for 3 if we want to. We can actually discard the Grave Titan. It's going to pump up Lot Troll. Let's just go and push in. Yeah, I like that. Swinging in for 3. It's going to put our opponent down to 29, and then we'll kind of go from there. Get down the Diagraph Captain, maybe Liliana's Mastery. Get down the double Zombie Lords. I think that'd be pretty good. Yeah, so we added World Shaper to the deck because we do have stuff like Phyrexian Altar in the Altar of Dementia, which allows us to mill ourselves out. But once we sacrifice it, we can bring all the lands back to the battlefield, which is always good. And then we also added Path of Discovery, which is a 4-mana enchantment that whenever a creature enters the battlefield, it's going to go for the Explorer. It's going to have Explore. That we do not hit a land. Let's go and lead off with the Opulent Palace. We're going to get that down. Comes into play tapped. Let's go and go for the Diagraph Captain. That's going to be black. Actually, we need to tap for black on that one. There we go. Let's go black, blue, and then Hall of the Bandit Lord. Now, this will have haste, so we can actually push in. It's going to be an additional... Yeah, I think we might push in. I was thinking about tapping out for a card draw, but swinging it for 7. Yeah, I'll take that. That's a good chunk of damage. I'll take 7 over a card draw. So that'll be at least 2 or 3 turns of Oloro. All right, see what our opponent's going to go for. They'll at least be tapping out for 2 total mana. We'll see if this is the Azorius Charm. Put target attacking or blocking creature on top of its owner's library. Okay, so that's going to go on top. We'll draw into it next turn. We can always discard it to Lot Troll if we want to, so it's really not that bad of a deal. Now, we do have Skyshot Claim in the hand, and we do have enough mana to go for it. But I think at this point right now, I really like going for Sidisi. We're going to have that enter the battlefield trigger for Sidisi, putting the top 3 in. Hopefully, we get lucky and hit a zombie off of that. Then, once Sidisi swings in, we'll get another trigger coming across. So, at this point right now, we really want to swarm the Oloro opponent as much as possible because, it being Esper colors, there's going to be a lot of board wipes, and most of the Oloro decks I play against have always tended to be a little bit more control style heavy. All right, opponent's going to get down Jace. And they're going to go for the target player draws a card targeting themselves. Now, that will put us online, so they must be kind of maybe a little bit light on land drops if they let off a Jace first. So we're at least going to be able to swing it with Lot Troll at Jace. But yeah, let's go and get down Sidisi. I like that a lot. Let's go for Sidisi. It's going to have that haste, so we can just send the whole crew at Jace. Really want to cut off that card draw as much as possible. This is going to be green, blue, black, and then 2 off the 3 off the Hall of the Bandit Lord to give it haste. Have Sidisi enter the battlefield, get that mill trigger going. Hope maybe we get one of our dredge options. That'd be good. Opponent's going to crack in response to that. See what they're going to search up on this one. Even if it is some sort of spot removal, we still have Lotlet Troll and Crypt Breaker to swing in at Jace, so we'll be able to take care of Jace. But we'll see if that is going to be some sort of stifle. Oh, yeah, that's fine. We'll still get the activated ability. That's really not the end of the world. Let's go and push in. We're going to send Sidisi in at... Actually, we'll send Lotlet Troll in at Jace. That's going to be 2. And then Sidisi and then the Crypt Breaker at our opponent. So opponent, and then Sidisi, Lotlet Troll swinging at Jace. Yeah, I like it. There we go. All right. And we'll get that Sidisi trigger again. Unfortunately, we miss out on that one. But at least we'll take care of Jace and put our opponent down to 24. Anything else, we're going to go and pass it under our opponent. So... kind of get that going. We do have... We'll see what we draw into. If we don't hit the land drop, I'm really tempted to go for Sky Shroud Claim. It would be nice to get down Diagraph Captain, but that's only having 2 zombies out there right now. I'd like to get the mana kind of flowing. That does leave us open to some sort of, counter spell on that one. So what we may do is kind of push in first and then go for Sky Shroud Claim on the back end. Yeah, I think I like doing that. Let's go and go for that. Let's go and swing in. Now, we do have Crypt Breaker. We can pay 2 mana to get rid of the Golgari Thug. Opponent's going to go for Swords to Plowshare on Sidisi. We're going to gain that life ego. Anything we can do in response to that? Not really. If we wanted to, I always forget Sidisi's not a zombie. Excuse me, never mind. All right. So we're going to miss out on Sidisi. I guess at this point, Sky Shroud get 2 on the battlefield. Yeah, let's do it this way. I kind of I like leaving up Crypt Breaker. Well, I guess technically we could discard it of Lotlet Troll to get a little bit extra damage. Yeah, let's go and push in with Lotlet Troll. Swing in. Let's go ahead and discard the Golgari Thug to get in extra damage, or we want a 2-2. No, I think we want a 2-2 zombie body. Let's do that. All right, get in for 2. Let's go ahead and go for the Sky Shroud Claim. Tap out for 1. Really, really exhausting that life total on our deck. Let's go ahead and grab with that Hall of the Bandit Lord. Just going to grab that Bayou, and we're going to grab that Breeding Pool because we need another blue source. Let's go ahead and pay for 2 for that. Yeah, we're going to pay 2 for that. And what we can do is we can chunk the Golgari Thug off the Crypt Breaker, and that way we'll have the dredge option out of the graveyard if we want to and still end up with a zombie. And then next turn, we'll have a full zombie board. We can actually go, if we wanted to, we can actually go for Grave Titan with haste. I think we might end up doing that. We'll see what our opponent's going to roll out. That's going to put them at 5 total mana, 6 if they make the land drop. So, maybe they tap out for Oloro, but getting a hasty Grave Titan to start swinging across would be pretty good. And in fact, let's go and get Sidisi pulled back up so I don't forget about her. Opponent's going to go for Dovin Bond. Up to 1 target creature gets -3 and its activated abilities cannot be activated. So let's see who they're going to target with that. If they do target Crypt Breaker, we'll go for an activation in response to that. They're going to go for Lotlet Troll. Yeah, I think we're okay with that one. Let's go and go for a Crypt Breaker activation. It's going to be black in response to that. Let's go and discard the Golgari Thug. Yeah, I like that. And then we want to chunk the Diagraph Captain. We're not going to have enough to do Diagraph and Grave Titan. That's going to put it at a 3-4. I think we're okay. Yeah, then go for that one. Put it at a -1 if we want to go for it. The activated abilities can't be activated until your next turn. Yeah, and it can't be activated, so that's fine. It's just going to be 1/1 body. But we'll be able to get that Grave Titan going. Grave Titan will be, those 2 zombies will be able to take care of that. Do we want to? No, we don't want to dredge that. And then we draw into Craterhoof Behemoth. All right, let's go and go for Grave Titan. That's going to be black, green. Let's go black, 2, 3, and then tap out for 1 more. Oh, hasty Grave Titan. Yes, wonderful. Let's go and get those 2 zombies on the battlefield. Now, unfortunately, we're going to get those 2 zombies coming in, but we're going to need to swing in Grave Titan in that Dovin. So let's go ahead and swing in, because no matter how we sequence it, yeah, either way. So we're swinging at our opponent. I'm not going to swing in at Dovin, and then we're going to swing in at our opponent. So opponent, there we go, opponent, and then Dovin. There we go. And we're going to get those 2 extra zombies too, once every Grave Titan swings in. Oh, wonderful. All right, coming across, and then we're going to kick it back over there to our opponent. Anything else, now we're going to go and pass the turn. So one thing that we are completely on the lookout for, and there's not really much we can do about it, it's going to be a board wipe. If our opponent does go for a board wipe, that's going to be a little bit hard for us to go for. If they do, we will end up going for discarding Craterhoof out of the hand. Craterhoof is going to cost 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, maybe if we rip into Ancient Tomb, but most of the time we want to get a really big graveyard going, and pitching something like Craterhoof is a good way with Dread Return. All right, opponent's going to go for Sphinx Rev. All right, putting the pressure on there. And I think we might have it if we simply go for Diagraph Captain. We'll see if we draw into that Ancient Tomb, though. That'll put us online for Craterhoof. I don't want to dredge Golgari Thug. Lord of the Undead. Well, that's going to be 2 Lord zombies. Do we have enough black mana for that? That's going to be double black, and then black blue. Yeah, we've got just enough for that. We can also give the whenever a zombie you control dies, target opponent. Yeah, so either way, we've got this one. Let's go and go black. Look at that, getting a zombie tribal win. Digging it. That's going to be Lord of the Undead. Let's go and go for Diagraph Captain. That's going to be black, blue. Hall of the Bandit Lord is going to grant it haste. Oh, so look at that. We have at least 20 coming across in zombie tokens over there. Look how I love that zombie token. And then we got double Lord of the Undead. And then Diagraph Captain is going to have haste. Then also, with the Diagraph Captain, we don't have a sack outlet though, but whenever a zombie you control dies, target opponent loses 1 life. Let's say that we didn't have a turn where we had double zombie lords. If our opponent had gone for a board wipe, we would have had the Diagraph Captain, which would have given us a few extra triggers. But our opponent's going to scoop it up. We kick Oloro out of his lazy boy chair from getting that 2 life with a bunch of zombies banging on his front door. So, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to some Sidisi, Wicked Witch of the West Coast. We're going to hit the east side of that LBC on that mission, trying to find Mr. Warren G. So, if you're a regulator, mount up regulators, let's do this. Let's get CDC popped up, and then we are be hunting, actually, instead of Warren G, we're hunting Animar, Soul of Elements, so hopefully we can kind of take care of that. Now, as far as opening hand goes, yes, I love it. We have 4 lands, Sky Shroud Claim, Shepherd of Rot, which actually one of my, I guess I'll go on record. I'd have to say Shepherd of Rot is probably my favorite zombie. Love that card. I love the art on it. It's a zombie cleric, and the activated ability is a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm going to go, okay, there we go. Shepherd of Rot's my favorite zombie. There's a lot of them out there, but yeah, I really do enjoy some Shepherd of Rot. Let's go ahead. I don't know why I felt the need to make an official statement, but there you go. Let's go ahead and get down the, like I said, doesn't really matter. We're just going to get in the Flooded Strand. We'll get some of these cracks going. I get on the Flooded Strand. Anything else, we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. We're playing Sidisi, Brute Tyrant. Whenever Sidisi enters the battlefield or attacks, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. Then, whenever 1 or more creature cards are put into your graveyard from your library, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Playing against Animar, Soul of Elements. Let's go and crack the Flooded Strand. And then, excuse me, had a hiccup. Let's go for the Flooded Strand. I'm just going to grab that Watery Grave. That sounds good. Have that come into play. Not going to pay 2 life. Nope. We'll get down the Shepherd of Rot next turn, and then let's go and get down the Scalding Tarn. We'll go for a black source off that Marsh Flat. Let's go for the Scalding Tarn. We'll go and grab a blue-green source off the Scalding Tarn. Let's go and grab that Tropical Island. Let's go for the Shepherd of Rot. Tap out for 1/2. And then we'll go and pass turn to our opponent. Playing against Animar, Soul of Elements. Protection from white and black. Whenever you cast a creature spell, put a +1 counter on Animar. Then creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each +1 counter on Animar. So, see if we can't keep Animar off the battlefield. I know there's a lot of loops that you can go for with Animar. As far as like, how many times I've seen that, like Ancestral something where it just keeps bouncing. It's a colorless creature that just goes hog wild. But anyway, if we can keep Animar off the battlefield, keep those creatures going, that'd be pretty good. Our opponent will lead off with Animar, and we do have Liliana in the hand, so if we can get a good graveyard going, we might be able to start going for that. All right, so let's go ahead and lead off with the Marsh Flats. Yeah, I think that's good. Lead off the Marsh Flats. We can't go for Splinter Fright. Splinter Fright is equal to the number of creature cards in our graveyard. Actually, we should not go for that, because if we do, Splinter Fright will simply just die and go into the graveyard. That would not be good. And Splinter Fright is surprisingly really good in CDC. Well, not surprisingly, but really well. Let's go grab that Underground Sea. Let's go for the Ashnod's Altar. It's going to be black, whatever. Doesn't necessarily need black, but maybe Ashnod's Altar. Appreciates it's using black to cast it. Anything else? Now we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. So we do have Shepherd of Rot on the battlefield. We can go for those activations at this point right now if you want to get the life total down just a little bit. We'll see what's going on. One of the things about it, if you're going to be going for Shepherd of Rot, is you want to be able to get in a spot where you can pull ahead of your opponent. You can draw the game out with Shepherd of Rot if there's enough zombies and both of your life totals are down low enough. So that is something that we can go for if we want to. Our opponent's going to go for the Baloth. Enters the battlefield, gain 4 life. Get that +1 counter on there. Maybe this might just be a value build of Animar. Should be, if it is a value build of Animar, should be a fun matchup. Now, as far as Shepherd of Rot goes, yeah, with them gaining life, we're probably just going to hold off for a second. You can use it in conjunction with, a big alpha swing to kind of close the game out. But at this point right now, let's just go ahead and just let's just hold tight for a little bit. And we draw to Temple of Mystery. Let's go ahead and, we're going to go for Sidisi. Yeah, let's go ahead and go for that. Let's go Cavern of Souls. And I guess on this one, we'll go ahead and name, since they're tapped out, we're going to go and name Zombie on this one. Yeah, I like that. We're going to go CDC naming Zombie. It's going to be colorless, blue, green, and then black. Get Sidisi down, get that enter the battlefield trigger going, put those top 3 cards of our library into the graveyard. Hopefully, it'll be at least a creature card in there. Deathrite Shaman, okay. Get a 2/2 zombie, and then we'll be able to go for Splinter Fright next turn because we have a zombie in the graveyard. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. Kick it back over there. Now, with the Ashnod's Altar, we're going to be able to add that 2 colorless mana to our mana pool. So if we want to have a little bit of an explosive turn, we can sacrifice the zombie and kind of start going from there. But at this point right now, if we can get zombies on the battlefield, it's going to be hard for us to kind of, protect ourselves against Animar with that protection from black. But at least we're going to be able to stop the Baloth from swinging in if we can get the zombies going. I get something down like Liliana, if we go with that plus ability, create a 2/2 zombie, put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. That's really good. But yeah, as far as Splinter Fright is really good in Sidisi because at the beginning of your upkeep, put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. And simply having that extra ability at your upkeep to, get an extra Sidisi trigger, always nice, really nice. And getting the zombies always feels really good too. Get that going. Opponent's going to go for Flaying Tongue Kavu. Enters the battlefield, deal 4 damage to target creature. We'll see who they're going to target. More than likely, probably be Sidisi, I would assume. Yep, there we go. Do we want to sack in response to that, to add that colorless mana to our mana pool? No, we'll just go and send it back to the graveyard. Back to the command zone. That's fine. There you go, Sidisi. And then we'll see if they're going to swing in. So this is going to be Animar swinging across. And with them being stuck on 4 lands, it's pretty good. I like that. We'll see if they can't make the land drop again on the back end. But I'm okay with that one. Swinging in for 7. It's going to put us down to 18. Yeah, that's fine. Come on through. Once again, hold off on Shepherd of Rot. If you can get a Shepherd of Rot win, a lot of fun. But you have to know when maybe it's not the best time to go suicide zombie activations, and this is probably one of those times. So I'll just go and hold off for right now. Drawn 2 mana, Confluence. Sidisi, return a creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield. Let's do this. I guess technically we could have let it go to the graveyard and then brought it back with Liliana if we wanted to go for that minus ability. So at this point right now, we go for sack a zombie, get down Splinter Fright, equal number of creature cards in the graveyard. Let's go ahead and go for the Sky Shroud Claim. I think I like that. Let's go for Sky Shroud Claim. Do a little bit of setting up this turn. Tap out the Cavern of Souls. Let's grab 2 forest cards, put them onto the battlefield. Let's see what we're going to search up on this one. Both of those are going to come into play untapped. I mean, the Bayou coming into play untapped, but we have to pay. Is there anything we can sacrifice a zombie to go for double black? If we sacrifice both of those, but that puts us in a weird spot where we can't really get down Liliana. Let's just go ahead and grab the Overgrown Tomb. Not going to pay 2 on that one, no. And then let's go ahead and sacrifice the Shepherd of Rot. Add that 2 colorless mana to our mana pool. Let's add green. Get down Splinter Fright. That'll be an additional card for Splinter Fright. Let's go lead off with the Temple of Mystery. Get the Scry going. The Scurry. The Fever. The Insanity. Let's see what's going to be on top. The Scarab God. Yeah, that's a good card, but we just don't really have the protection for it right now. I mean, I guess technically with the full 4 bodies out there, but it's going to be black zombies. It's going to be hard for us to take care of that. Yeah, actually, I like the Scarab God. Let's put it on top. We can draw that next turn. We got zombies to go for. We're going to have Splinter Fright, putting extra cards in there. Oh, excuse me. Splinter Fright's going to put it at the beginning of our upkeep. It's going to put the top 2 cards. Yeah, it's going to go in there anyway. So we can always reanimate it with Liliana, though. We can get down Liliana and bring it back. So that's another way we can go for that. Okay, an opponent's going to go for Phyrexian Metamorph. Let's see if they're going to target on this one. Get that additional counter on Animar. Could go for Flaying Tongue Kavu, taking care of the Splinter Fright. That would take care of it, and more than likely that might be the play. We'll just go ahead and sacrifice in response to that. Why not? Get that going. Oh, and also Flaying Tongue Kavu. So, a little bit of a fun fact if you're new to Magic. If you cast Flaying Tongue Kavu on an empty board state, what's going to happen is that you're not going to end up with a creature anymore. There's no May ability. Flaying Tongue Kavu was one of the first creatures that taught me about the May ability on a creature and how it can be important sometimes, because whenever it enters the battlefield, it deals 4 damage to target creature. So, you gotta watch out for that. Do we want to chump block, throw the zombie in front of the Baloth? That's going to be 8. Puts us down to 10. Do we need that mana next turn? It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 off the mana Confluence. Sidisi. It's going to be 6. Liliana's Mastery. Excuse me, we need to chump block on one of them. Yeah, because that's the Flaying Tongue Kavu swinging in too. I don't think we want to give him card draw, though. Yeah, let's swing in with the Baloth. Yeah, we'll chump block on the Baloth. They're going to get in for 9. It's going to put us down to 9. And then we'll keep our fingers crossed as far as what we're going. We do know the Scarab God is on top of our deck, so that's something we can start working towards. Opponent's going to go for Acidic Slime. Okay, let's see if they're going to show on this one. But they might end up having it on this one. We'll see, though. Try to live the Shepherd of Rot dream. We'll see what they go for on the Acidic Slime. We're going to go for the Zombie Cavern of Souls. Okay. At this point, they do have a lethal board state. And, we got the Scarab God on top. I forgot it's not going to get milled with the Splinter Fright. So we lead off with the Woodland Cemetery. Create a 2/2 zombie. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 total mana. I think they're going to get it. Yeah, because we go Liliana on just anything, and we simply don't have the board presence to kind of take care of it. Yeah, good game to our opponent. Oh, there we go. Good game. Throw the good game over there. And but yeah, you can see where we try to live the Shepherd of Rot dream, but sometimes you get overvalued, and that does happen. So we're going to scoop it up right there, pass it over to our opponent, and let them win the game. I'm just going to right-click concede to kind of save them a little bit of time. But as far as them, yeah, our opponent was stuck on 4 lands, but they simply just kept getting creatures out every single turn, leading out with Animar, then Baloth to gain that extra life, and, get Animar to a 5/5 body, start swinging across, so you can really get some damage in right there. So, but anyway, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.